All right, guys, so Ableton 10, super excited to get into this with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started here. First thing that I wanted to show you guys is some of the new quick commands that you can do with your keyboard. Very, very cool stuff. So what we've got here is we've got most of this open. We can open all this here like so. There we go. And that was just me holding down Alt and clicking this. But now if you've got this open and you just want to see all your tracks and kind of condense everything, you can just really quickly hit the S key and then that will scrunch it right back down. Once again, you could open everything back up with an Alt and then click on one of these little arrows over here and that will give you that result, okay? The next thing I wanted to show you is with audio now, you could click right on the audio and hit R if you want to reverse. And you don't have to just reverse the whole clip. You can, choose a section of a clip as well and just reverse that. All right. Although in this case, it doesn't really make sense to do it that way. It makes more sense to just reverse the whole thing. And there we go. We've reversed the sound just with one key. Another thing you're going to notice here with the clips is now you have the fade ins and fade outs built right into the clip. You don't have to come over here and choose the fades. They're just ready to go when you click on the clip. So very cool. Another thing you're noticing here is that the whole clip is the same color. Well, while I've got this clip open, another thing we can do is we can come to our automation. And now you're not seeing the automation like you used to. So what you need to do is hit the A key, and that just turns on and off automation, all right? So once you've clicked on something, you have your automation. Now the cool thing here is we don't have to click on the line anymore. We can click anywhere we want to create these elbows, all right? So super cool. Makes it much, much quicker. Also, these now will lock or snap to your grid, all right? And your grid is judged over here. This is where the grid's at. So you can set this to wherever you want. Let's say 1/8 of a note or something like that. And then you can move that accordingly, okay? Next thing is if you happen to want to grab this and drag over all this and kind of rewrite all that stuff, you can do that. And if you choose not to, you can back up and everything's left where it was before, all right? So all that is required here is just that you just grab one of these elbows and then just drag it, all right? You don't got to hit any short keys or anything like that. So that's another really cool feature. Next thing we're going to get into is deactivate, which is pretty cool. So if we come over here and we wanted to deactivate these notes so that they don't play, but we still wanted kind of the clip in there, we just highlight and hit the 0 key, and there we go, deactivated right there, just one key. Hit 0, deactivated. 0 again and reactivated. So you can swap between the two. Very cool stuff. Next thing we got is the loop. All right, so now we can highlight a section, hit Command L, that'll turn the loop on. And if we hit Command L again, that'll turn the loop off. So before we had to go up here to turn off the loop after it was turned on. So now we can do that directly with the Command L on and off, which is really convenient for the way that I like to work in the Arrange window. Another cool thing is if I come over to my samples, I'll drag in a sample here. And then here, let me turn off the automation here. And then what I can do, if I want, I can just take this here and hit Shift and drag. And now we can time stretch right in here. How cool is that? So I can show you the original here. That's soloed.
Let's open up her eyes.
All right. And then if we stretch it.
So open up her eyes.
if I double click on this, I can come into the warp. I can change beats to tones, for example.
So open up rise. So open up rise.
Come into texture.
So open up rise.
Lots of cool stuff that we can do here. And then Complex Pro is going to give us a pretty closer, it's going to be the cleanest of all.
So open up rise.
All right, that's kind of a dirty sample to begin with, so if it was a clean vocal, it'd probably sound a little bit different. But anyway, yeah, so you've got kind of time stretching directly on here, which is very cool. You can now select a certain area here. So if we select this right here, we can now hit the Z key, and that'll zoom us in right into this. As you can see, right underneath, the notes will show right up as well. So whatever we see here is what we're going to see here. Very cool. And then we can do, I believe, Shift Z, and that'll bring us, yeah, right back to where we were before. So Z to zoom, Shift Z to go back. Very cool. So another cool thing is now when you save, and I'm not going to do this here, but when you save a song, Ableton is going to save different versions of that song automatically. So you don't have to do version 1, version 2, final version, final version, all that sort of stuff. Ableton's going to do that for you. Another thing new here is if we come over here to export audio video, we now have, check this out, MP3. So we can actually mix down both a WAV and MP3 at the same time. Very cool addition, high quality, good stuff. So what's great about that is we could do a mix down. One of them can be sent off to the mastering guy, and the MP3 we can share with friends or whatever. Very cool stuff. Another new feature that is really cool, here, let me just put this here, is if I am playing a part just kind of jamming out, let me so while I was jamming, I liked that. I thought that was really cool. It's not lost. I can just come up to here, and there we go. It gives us the last thing I just played. So now I can. So that's extremely cool. You know, if you're in that creative mode, a lot of times you do your best stuff when you don't think you're recording. So that's kind of neat that you can just be goofing off and something happens, and Ableton is always listening, always capturing. So that's a really great new feature as well. And now that we're also in MIDI here, another pretty awesome thing, let's see where I can get, let's just say here, all right? So I can highlight all of this here, and as you can see now, the MIDI keys are all color-coded to the different MIDI parts, all right? So what that means is I can edit multiple MIDI parts in the same window. If you look up here, this is this here in the red, and then in the green we have the sidechain pad, and then here we have the Reso Plux, and I don't see the I don't know if this might be, yeah, that's audio, so that's why we don't see that. So we got 3 parts here, and we could just simply click there. Now we are editing the sidechain pad. If we click here, we're now editing the Reso Plux. and so forth. If we click down here, we're now working on some bass stuff. So this is really great because this will allow us to kind of know what notes are specifically being played in other places as we are building our melodies or what have you. So that's a really cool new feature. Next, I'll get into some obvious stuff here as the text is a much cleaner font. So this is much more pleasing to the eye here. All of this text is great. So I can see things much more clearly, and it just looks more modern as well. It's a more pleasing look for sure. We can also, if you want, we can go into the preferences here and we can choose the look and feel, and we can check out the different themes. So we've got the light theme, mid-light, mid-dark. That's the one that I kind of like right now. Dark. And then we have the Live 9 theme as well. So all pretty cool. I'll jump back to that one. Also, if we come over here to packs, what's really cool is now Ableton will show us what packs have updates ready to go right here in the browser. So we could just update those right here. And it also shows us the packs that are available that we haven't downloaded. So we can literally come in here and just download them directly. We don't got to leave Ableton and go to a website to download these. We can just download and install right away. Another thing that you're noticing is that Max for Live is completely integrated in Ableton now. So you don't got to download a separate program in order for Max for Live to work. And when you drag in an effect or whatever, it's much, much quicker. All right, so for example, if I drag this in, where can I drag? Oh, let's drag it right there. There we go. Very quick. It doesn't like take more time to load, so that is a little bit of time saver as well. So that concludes part 1 of the Ableton 10 clips. Next video, we're going to get into the new instruments and effects.